सब्सक्राइब कीजिए ध्येय IAS चैनल को और बेल आइकन को दबाइए लेटेस्ट वीडियोस सबसे पहले देखने के लिए।
The government from 23rd of March has locked down most parts of the nation. This step was taken in view of protecting the citizens from widely spreading coronavirus. Though the states were locked down, still few people were on the roads violating the lockdown and not giving attention to the rules laid down by the government in this sensitive situation. To overcome and stop this negligent, irresponsible behavior of people, government has announced a fine of Rs 1,000 or 6 months of jail. In this edition of DNS, we will know under which section of the IPC these rules to fine and jail have been imposed. After the enforcement of the lockdown by the government, the public could still be seen flouting the lockdown. The state governments have been underlining that violations of the Epidemic Disease Act 1897 will be punishable under Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code 1860. So, for disobeying the orders of the government, a person could get imprisonment of up to 6 months or a fine up to Rs 1,000 or both. In our previous edition of the DNS, we have talked about Epidemic Diseases Act 1897. Within this act, the Section 3 provides penalties for disobeying and regulation or order under the Act. Within this Act, the Section 3 provides penalties for disobeying any regulation or order under the Act. This is according to the Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code pertaining to disobedience of any order duly promulgated by public servant. Section 188 comes under the Code's Chapter 10 of Contempts of the Section 188 comes under the Code's Chapter 10 of Contempts of the Lawful Authority of Public Servants. The most intriguing thing about this code is that it says that it is not necessary that the offender should intend to produce harm or contemplate his disobedience as likely to produce harm. It is sufficient that he knows of the order which he disobeys and that his disobedience produces or is likely to produce harm. In order to prove disobedience and negligence of the person, there must be evidence that the accused had knowledge of the order with the disobedience of which he is charged. Mere proof of a general notification promulgating the order does not satisfy the requirements of the section. Mere disobedience of the order does not constitute an offence in itself. It must be shown that the disobedience has or trends to a certain consequence. Over the perspective of the orders, there are certain criteria as well. The orders has to be for public purposes by public functionaries. An order between two parties does not fall under this act. An order commanding an assembly of 5 or more persons to disperse is held to be a valid order under Section 188. It is also classified under the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code CRPC 1973. The offence, if causes obstruction, annoyance or injury to persons lawfully employed, carries a punishment of simple imprisonment for a month, fine or both. Also, if it causes danger to human life, health or safety, the punishment is 6 months or fine or both. Both the offences are liable and cognizable.